Oh, Atalanta Milan, Atalanta Milan, big match, big match. But before we talk about the match, do you mind if I talk to you about Atalanta City, Bergamo? You know, a little bit of culture sometimes is good, and you don't have a choice. So let's talk about it. It's very nice. It's a nice city. It's very nice to visit. Obviously, like Italy, I won't talk about the food because the food is good everywhere. But so, what can you do? Where is Bergamo? Where is Bergamo? Bergamo is here. Is very close to Milan, as you see, and very close to Lake Como, the lake in which everybody would want to live, me included, but I can't. Lake Como, if you've never been there, go there. It's amazing. It's just amazing. But what can you do in Bergamo? Bergamo. Let's start with bells. Do you know bells? So in Italy, there is basically a church in every town, and there is a bell tower usually in every town that is still working. Like I remember when I was a kid and I wanted to sleep on Sundays or Saturdays, and I couldn't because the damn bell rings a lot during the day, like in the morning, and whatever the new hour comes, and then this kind of stuff, right? So it's very, very annoying. But in Bergamo, it's a very suggestive thing because every night at 10 p.m., the bell will start ringing. And it will not ring just like a couple of times, it's gonna ring 100 times. This in the past was used to tell the citizens when the doors of the city would close. So there's at 10 p.m. we all go home, that kind of stuff, and nobody could enter the city. And this custom still exists. I mean, the bell, not the thing that you cannot enter the city. So it's a kind of interesting. You can go there and count by yourself the 100 rings of the bell, and you basically can't sleep before 10 unless you get used to it, I guess. But that's very interesting. What another thing that he can do is, and is very beloved by people of Bergamo, is the funicular. Is the funicular is this little train thing that will helps you discover the Città Alta. So the funicular, it will take you through the Venetian walls and brings you basically to the heart of the history of the city. And for over 100 years, the funicular has connected the Città Bassa with the Città Alta, arriving at Piazza Mercato delle Scarpe, where people drink aperitivo. So it's very nice. It's very nice. There is also like a second level though to this funicular that links the Città Alta to Colle di San Vigilio, where you can find like one of the most breathtaking views of the city. And speaking of Città Alta is a fortress surrounded by 6 kilometers of walls, and they have been untouched and unchanged over the years. They were built from 1561 by the Republic of Venice to fend off enemy attacks, which never came. And actually, this is being recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it's very cool. It's very cool. And you might not know this, but Bergamo is considered the capital of Europe cheese. Now what? The European capital of cheese. Cheese, exactly, cheese. So make sure to eat the cheese and polenta because it's very, very nice. It's very nice. But now let's go to the match. Atalanta versus Milan. How are both teams coming to this match? Well, I think Atalanta has an edge. Milan came from 2 victories now from Empoli and the incredible Sassuolo in Coppa Italia. Coppa Italia that I'm happy AC Milan is not snobbing this year, because with Pioli was always like, yeah, whatever. But with a lot of teams, the Coppa Italia is being snobbed until like the semi-finals or the finals. It's like, it's a trophy that in Italy doesn't have much weight, unfortunately. I wish they could do something to make it more interesting, but it's still a trophy. So, and to me, it's the only trophy that we can actually win this year. So why not? Why not? Especially now that Napoli was eliminated by Lazio. But every team plays with the reserves in this. I don't even know if Napoli actually wanted to go on because they want to focus on the Scudetto. Conte is that kind of person. He's going to focus only on that one competition and try to win that. And, winning the Scudetto is obviously better. But Coppa Italia. So good that we're not snubbing it. The game against Sassuolo is whatever is a game against Sassuolo. Beautiful assist from Renders. Renders is such in a form right now, such in a period right now that is amazing. But Atalanta is no joke. Atalanta is no joke. Atalanta has been now for years at the top of Serie A. Didn't win the Scudetto yet, but he did win the European Cup. You know, the past year. You can't say anymore that Atalanta is a surprise because until like a few years ago, Atalanta was considered the surprise of Serie A. You never know what it's gonna do, but now like Atalanta is pretty solid. It's a solid team and has a lot of great players. You're gonna have Lukman, the Ketelere, which is getting good with Atalanta. Retegui. Atalanta has a lot of good players, and I am a little bit worried about this match. I mean, we're seventh, so it's not that losing this match changes anything really. But I would like to win the match, especially now that maybe Fonseca understood what he wants to do with the players, and I kind of agree with this with this. The system is the same, but it's not really the same. And maybe Fonseca understood that putting like a gazillion players in attack is not the best thing for AC Milan because nobody then can defend. And so we're gonna see again probably Musa in attack, I guess. But I'll consider him being a midfielder, okay, more than an attack. He's like midfielder that can go on offensive and defensive, but mainly defensive. Okay, that's what it is. To help cover more against Atalanta, because Atalanta plays a beautiful football, and Atalanta usually uses man mark. So that is going to be interesting to see what is going to happen with Leao. Because Leao now, if Leao plays like he played against Empoli, so more as a forward than actually a wing, then that's going to be interesting. If Leao can be unpredictable, and in the same way also Morata, even though if I noticed that when we don't play with Morata, so when we play with a striker that stays in his position, like Abraham, for example, right? The players seems to understand more what he's gonna do, what he wants to do. While with Morata, Morata goes, it's all over the places. Morata is all over the places. And as a teammate, I think it's kind of harsh for the players because they never know exactly what Morata is thinking and what Morata wants to do. So it takes a lot of improvisation from the players to play like this. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but when we play with a striker that stays there, it's obviously a little bit easier because stays there. So I wonder if Leao is going to be that kind of striker while Morata is going to be all over the places. Curious to see our defense against Atalanta. Emerson, the magical Royale, obviously is going to play. Then I think it's going to be Gabbia and Chao, and then Teo Hernandez. So the usual, and then Fofana Renders and Pulisic. So we have the strongest formation we can make. Yes. So I'm very curious to see how this match is gonna play. While I am positive because our players seems to have more confidence now, and when our players have confidence, they play better. But obviously, you can't expect a match like Empoli or Sassuolo, right? So, I'm still in between. It's like I think AC Milan can do good, but Atalanta can do good because usually Atalanta there is like no mid ground. When we lose to Atalanta, it's like 5-0 and it's a disaster, okay? Atalanta is that kind of team. So let's see how it's gonna go. Excited to watch this game, and I'll see you after the match. Ciao, ciao. Enjoy your weekend because the weekend is good. The weekend is good. It's good. It's good. Ciao.